What habits, mindsets, or people are keeping you tied to who you used to be instead of who you are becoming? Are you holding on to something God has been trying to free you from? There comes a moment in every woman's journey where comfort begins to feel like captivity. You start realizing that the routines, the relationships, and the roles that once felt familiar are now holding you hostage. It is not that you have outgrown people. It is that you have evolved. God has been stirring something inside of you, calling you higher, whispering that there is more to your life than the boxes you have been living in. But to step into your purpose, you have to make some smart moves, the kind that break chains, challenge comfort, and realign you with destiny. For too long, many of us have carried the weight of old versions of ourselves. The people pleasers, the worriers, the one who settles, the one who puts everyone else first. Those old habits and mindsets feel familiar, but they are quietly holding us hostage. We keep replaying stories that no longer fit the woman we are becoming. But ladies, the truth is this: you cannot step into a new season while dragging the baggage of an old one. It is time to break free from the patterns, people, and places that keep you tied to your past and take back your power to walk in purpose. Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Stevens O, your host, broadcast journalist, author, minister, and midlife powerhouse of inspiration. With faith in God and unstoppable drive, I'm here to inspire and guide you into finding your God-given purpose so you can experience the joy of knowing you are aligned with God and live the life you will love in victory. Breaking chains is not just about walking away from what is toxic. It is about walking toward what is divine. It is learning to see yourself through God's eyes again, whole, worthy, and chosen. It is forgiving yourself for the times you settled, for releasing what no longer fits, and saying yes to the woman you are still becoming. When you decide to make smart moves, you are not being selfish. You are being obedient to your growth. You are choosing to honor the call God placed on your life long before anyone else tried to define you. So today, I want you to open your heart and listen closely, because this episode is not just about breaking free. It is about breaking through. It is about taking those bold, faith-filled steps that lead you out of your comfort zone and straight into your calling. Get ready to release what has been holding you back, rediscover your confidence, and embrace the unstoppable woman God created you to be. This is your moment, your smart move, and it starts right now. Let's get started. Before we begin today, I want you to think about this powerful question. What would happen if you stopped playing it small and started walking boldly in your purpose? There comes a time in every woman's life when she starts to feel a quiet stirring inside, a realization that she's been living smaller than she was created to. Maybe it's the habits that no longer serve her, the negative self-talk that has become second nature, or the people who keep reminding her of who she used to be. You know, that feeling when your soul whispers, there has to be more. That's the moment God begins to nudge you toward transformation. In today's episode, I'm talking about making smart moves, the kind that break the chains of the past and realign your life with purpose, confidence, and freedom. Hi, welcome to Direction in Midlife, the podcast where I help you find clarity, confidence, courage, and purpose to create the life you truly want in this season. I'm Dr. Stevens O. I pray this episode, Smart Moves, Breaking Chains, and Embracing Your Purpose, blesses you. This episode is about breaking free of the old and walking in your purpose with confidence. Now that we have set the stage and awakened your awareness, let us shift into action. Because transformation does not happen by action, it happens by decision. The moment you decide to make smart moves, you take back authority over your life. Every chain that has held you back, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, or relational, begins to weaken the moment you choose growth over comfort. Let me pause right here and give you a little history lesson that I know you were never told in school. I want to tell you about a powerhouse named Mary Ellen Pleasant. Miss Mary Ellen Pleasant was the mother of civil rights and the millionaire no one taught you about. Before Rosa Parks, before Madam C.J. Walker, there was Mary Ellen Pleasant, a woman born into slavery in 1814 who refused to let her beginnings define her destiny. Her life is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked examples of resilience, brilliance, and purpose in action. Mary Pleasant was born in Georgia but found her freedom in Massachusetts. There, she worked as a domestic servant for abolitionists, and instead of being silent, she listened, learned, and absorbed the strategies of freedom fighters. She used her intelligence to gather information, make connections, and eventually become a key player in the Underground Railroad, helping countless enslaved people escape to freedom. When she moved to San Francisco during the gold rush, Pleasant used her knowledge, discretion, and business acumen to invest in restaurants, boarding houses, and real estate. Though society tried to box her in, she broke every boundary, becoming one of the first black self-made millionaires in America. Behind the scenes, she financed lawsuits for racial justice, including cases that paved the way for civil rights progress decades before the civil rights movement even began. Mary Ellen Pleasant was fearless in her purpose. She used her wealth not for vanity, but for justice, funding activists, creating opportunities, and ensuring that others could rise after her. When white newspapers tried to discredit her, calling her names and spreading lies, she didn't shrink back. She declared, "I am a whole woman. I do not belong to anyone but myself." Now that's confidence. Even in her later years, when her fortune waned, her legacy never dimmed. She became known as the mother of civil rights in California. Her courage reminds every woman that purpose doesn't require permission, it only requires the boldness to act. Mary Ellen Pleasant broke the chains of slavery, poverty, and discrimination to create a life of influence, empowerment, and faith-driven purpose. She is a timeless reminder that even when the world tries to erase you, your impact will speak for generations. I know it is not easy. Breaking free means you will have to confront yourself, your fears, your patterns, your comfort zones, and sometimes even your relationships. But here is the truth. You are not stuck. You are simply being called higher. God never intended for you to live a life bound by yesterday's pain. He is inviting you into a place of renewal where you no longer just survive, but thrive. I want to tell you this truth about breaking chains. Breaking chains is not just about walking away from toxic people or painful places. It is about renewing your mind. It is about identifying the patterns that keep you in cycles of fear, self-doubt, procrastination, and people-pleasing. Some chains are emotional, the guilt, the shame, the feeling of not being enough. Some are relational, the people who drain your spirit or keep you tied to your past. You know those people who always want to remind you of what yesterday used to look like, or what you did in the past, or who you used to be, or the things you used to do. And some are spiritual, the unbelief that whispers you can't. But when you recognize the chain, you can name it. And when you name it, you can break it. Let's get those journals out. It's note-taking time. Let's talk about 7 actionable steps you can take right now to start breaking those chains and walking boldly into your purpose. Step 1. Get real about what's holding you back. You can't heal what you won't face. Write down the habits, fears, or connections that keep you stuck. Be honest. This is where freedom begins. Acknowledge what's holding you back. You can't break what you refuse to name. Take an honest look at the patterns and people in your life that keep you stuck. Maybe it's fear, self-doubt, or the desire for approval. Identify your chains, because awareness is the first step towards freedom. Step 2. Redefine your self-image through God's Word. Start speaking over yourself what God says about you, not what your past, your pain, or what people have labeled you. You are chosen, equipped, and called. Romans 8:37. Redefine who you are, not by what you've been through, but by what you've overcome. Stop letting your past dictate your identity. Begin speaking life over yourself. Say affirmations such as, "I am more than my mistakes. I am becoming everything God called me to be." This is where your healing begins. Step 3. Set emotional and spiritual boundaries. Boundaries are so important. If you listen to my last episode, I told you boundaries are walls that you don't let other people cross. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Protect your peace like it's sacred. because it is. Forgive yourself and others. Unforgiveness is one of the heaviest chains to carry. It poisons your peace and blocks your blessings. Choose to forgive not because they deserve it or even asked for it, but because you deserve it and you deserve to be free. Step 4. Forgive yourself and release the past. I'm going to say that one again. You know, I like to repeat highlighted points. Forgive yourself and release the past. The past is a teacher, not a prison. Every mistake taught you something, but it doesn't define you. Replace negative habits with purposeful actions. Old mindsets die when you start building new routines that align with your future. Journal daily. Meditate on scripture. Surround yourself with purpose-filled women. People who believe in you. People who have great faith in God. And invest time in your spiritual and personal growth. Step 5. Surround yourself with purpose-driven people. You can't soar with eagles if you keep nesting with chickens. Align with women who challenge, uplift, and inspire you. Create boundaries and protect your energy. Not everyone can go where you're going. Set clear boundaries with people who drain your spirit or minimize your growth. Protect your peace. I'm going to say that one more time. Set clear boundaries with people who drain your spirit or minimize your growth. Protect your peace, because peace is the soil where purpose grows. There's nothing like having peace in your mind and in your life. When you go home and you sit down and relax and there's peace all around you, your spirit begins to rejuvenate, your soul begins to rejoice, and your mind is clear. Step 6. Create daily renewal habits. Pray, journal, move your body, and speak affirmations every day. Small steps create spiritual momentum. Reignite your faith and vision. When you lose sight of who you are, return to the one who made you. Ask God to enlarge your vision, just as Jabez prayed, Lord, bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. Let faith be your compass, not fear. Step 7. Take the leap of faith. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. And if you've listened to some of my other episodes, I told you there's never a perfect moment to get started, so get started. You can always find a reason or something wrong or for not wanting to get started. Don't wait. You will never have a perfect opportunity. And I tell you, every opportunity is the perfect opportunity. So again, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Obedience is better than overthinking. God doesn't need your perfection. He needs your yes. One yes to God can change your entire life. Take bold action toward the life you deserve. Faith without works is dead. Take the leap. Enroll in that class. Start the business. Write the book. Or leave the situation that's killing your joy. Every bold move you make declares, I'm no longer bound. There comes a breaking point. Making smart move means being brave enough to disappoint the version of yourself that settled for less. It means saying no to people and places that no longer align with your growth. Every chain you break creates room for a new level of purpose. This is not rebellion, it's rebirth. And sometimes breaking free will make others uncomfortable, but make them uncomfortable. Because your freedom was never meant to make everyone else feel safe. It is intended to make you whole. And here's a faith factor for you. Embracing your purpose is an act of faith. God is calling you to walk into the unknown with courage, trusting that his plan is greater than your comfort zone. Isaiah 43:19 reminds us, Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? When you let go of the old, you give God permission to release the new. Do not be afraid to move differently. You are not losing anything. You are gaining alignment. And when transformation happens, ladies, when you break your chains, you become unstoppable. You do not have to apologize for your strength, your voice, or your dreams. Just move with discernment, pray with boldness, and love yourself enough to stop settling. That is when your purpose becomes clear, not because you became someone new, but because you realized who you have been all along. I want you to remember this. Breaking chains is not about letting go. It is about finding you. It is about stepping into divine identity and walking boldly toward your next chapter with faith and focus. The smartest move you can make is to trust that God's plan is greater than your past. You were never meant to live in bondage. You were created to be free. So go ahead, break those chains, rise in purpose, and walk confidently into your purpose. Listen, if you are ready to take the next step toward clarity, healing, and confidence, connect with me at forus, FORUS, at direction@midlife.us. Also, please join the Facebook group, A Community of Women Discovering Their Passion and Purpose in Midlife. Please make sure you follow me at Direction at Midlife on Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you need a community to belong to and that understands where you are, and if you want to send me a message, please join the Facebook group, A Community of Women Discovering Their Passions and Purpose in Midlife. We are walking this journey together. Ladies, please share this episode with another sister who needs encouragement. And remember, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in our Facebook group, A Community of Women Discovering Their Passions and Purpose in Midlife. And don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Come back next week for more faith, fire, and feminine power right here on Direction at Midlife. On the next episode of Direction at Midlife, I will be talking about bringing your dreams to life, how to invest in your dreams, a podcast show you don't want to miss. Hey girl, hey! Thank you for listening to Direction at Midlife. This is your reminder. Your dreams are waiting, and now is the perfect time to chase them. Believe in your power, embrace the possibilities, and step boldly into your next chapter. If this show has blessed you, show me love. Please leave me a written review on Apple Podcasts and follow me. Take a screenshot and post it on your Instagram. Shout me out on your Facebook and share it with your friends. Please tag me at Direction at Midlife and I will share your review. And together we can uplift and inspire each other. Remember, I'm Dr. Stevens O. Your journey is yours to own, and I'll be here cheering you on every step of the way.